Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Assassin's Creed 2. Let's continue. So, I have to really consider here just how much of the game do I really want to play. Um, Particularly in the question of how many uh, just of the collectibles I want to get. I could get all the codex pages, I think that's kind of necessary. That would be only 13 more, 23 more, but getting all the feathers seems too much. Opening all the treasure chests seems unlikely. I imagine what's going to happen is I will just get enough money to start getting ahead of the curve, and hopefully that won't take too long. But let's just move the story forward. We may just barrel through the story and not even get the full, like, even a decent set of equipment.
Ezio, my boy, I think it's time I showed you something.
This is funny, I thought this wasn't revealed until much later in the game. Obviously, being a group of secret assassins, there would be secret panels. Now, I believe that the extra map, the mausoleum, is supposed to be somewhere down here. So I'll see what looks familiar and what looks new. Like,
This is the sanctuary. It was built by my great-grandfather to honor the memory of the Assassin Order and protect its secrets. Look around. These are the assassins who guarded the freedom of humanity when it was most threatened. And this is the armor of Altair. Little is known about Altair's life, but his armor is light and very strong. I'd give it to you, but I don't know how to retrieve it. My great-grandfather told me it would remain locked away until all its protectors were made whole. I heard rumors of crypts located throughout Italia, hidden tombs filled with treasure, where these six were moved centuries ago. Maybe they have something to do with it. In my younger days, I sought the six myself, with no success. Perhaps you will have better luck.
so that means none of the ancestors
In
have
order to
had
achieve
any
perfect
success.
synchronization with Ezio, you have to get that armor.
So, introducing a tomb element to the game is an interesting thought. You're getting very Tomb Raider-y, to at least a reboot of Tomb Raider now. So, each of these statues are supposed to be famous people. Qualgal, a Mongol assassin, used his bow and arrow. Never see him again in the story at all. Darius, a Persian assassin, hidden blades to kill Xerxes. He was the first recorded use of the hidden blade. Never see him again in the game. Never even hear them mentioned as far as I know. Wei Yu, the pedestal stands for a statue of a male Chinese assassin, used a spear to kill the first Chinese emperor. Never mentioned again. Altair's armor is behind the gate. Amunet, the female Egyptian assassin, she killed Cleopatra with a snake. It looks like something is missing from her pedestal. Never see her again. Never mentioned again. The pedestal stands Ilatani, the female Babylonian assassin. She was poisoned by she poisoned Alexander the Great. It looks like something's missing. Never mentioned again. And Leonidas, the male Roman assassin, he stabbed Caligula with a dagger. It looks like something's missing from the pedestal. Never mentioned again. So, we are on Assassin's Creed 7. Let's see. If this was supposed to be Assassin's Creed 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They could have gone through each of these characters up to this point. And they don't. And they won't. partially they kind of stubbornly refuse to put any women in an actual Assassin's Creed game. They put them in the side games, but they just won't have a female character. That being said, in the newest one, you play as a twins, one male, one female, so you get that opportunity finally on this like 7th game. All of these cultures are probably a little too old. It's a delicate walking line to put something in the time of the Crusades and then be off about what would be factually accurate as far as the language and the items that would be available and the architecture. But when you start talking about like ancient Egyptian times and Babylonian times, that's a really far time away. You could do like Roman times, that's fine. Chinese times, probably not too difficult, although in China at the time you're not going to see a lot of architecture, so there's no buildings to climb around. This one would probably be alright. Let's see. Xerxes, he was a Persian, so Persia would probably work alright because it wouldn't be too far away from the Crusades time. But Mongolian? No, there's no architecture in Mongol during that time frame. So it's just terribly thought out. And this was here by default. It's not like the game just inserted this, but there's a second crypt somewhere. So let's move the story forward though. So we could do that whole tomb thing. Have we been playing long enough to get any money? Nope. We have not been playing for 20 minutes even. It will tell us wherever we happen to be, by the way, so we don't have to check all the time. We're looking for a couple more statues around this area. I think I need about 4 of them. And that would get me some extra money.
Are welcome here.
So keep an eye out as I run through this area. Of course, once I get out of this section, there's not there's not a lot of reason why you would come back. Not until the story sends you back, which will be for a while. So off we go to the next bit of story. Notice when you get on the horse, you automatically equip your sword attack. Can I free run up this? Or is this building just inaccessible? There's a lack of ability to climb here. That seems very strange. Nope, you just cannot get on that in that building, so why put a building on the top of the hill for me to see? Altair certainly could have climbed something that tall. Here we go to Florence, back to the original city. Like full 100% synchronization. I'm not sure I really want to do all of that, but it may be story line required. It may just be something mandatory. So we'll see. So the whole city gets rebuilt, and is this really just a loading screen? Probably. So we're in Florence. The Montegori or Tuscany routes are right there. There's several fast travel stations, which might mean something, and I believe there's a little bit more to the city than where we are. Look, here's a new thing. new viewpoint. So we can at least make use of that, but we're right outside Leonardo da Vinci's house. We might as well talk to him.
Ezio, you are still alive.
So notice he's starting to build
Look
like
at
a
this
hang
place.
glider
The past 2
machine.
years have been kind to you.
It's
But
been
you
2
are not the
years.
same at all, are you?
I was hoping you might be able to help me with something.
Anything for you, my
So he's been training for 2 years, and the game just
Aha!
skips
You found another one.
a
How exciting!
big portion of it.
This one is tricky to break. Clever in its use of ancient languages. Maybe if I just... Oh, it seems to be a manual of sorts for different assassination techniques.
May I see it?
Wait, what's that? It's not so much a design this time, just a series of sketches. What to make of all this? Of course, and why not? What an inspired idea.
Can you make it for me while I try what's in that manual fragment?
Take it. I'll have my assistant set up some dummies for you to practice with. Hey, Vincenzo!
Do we get to see Vincenzo's? Practice several new assassination techniques. We're still tutorializing here. Like crazy. So we come back out here. So there's 3 targets. That one just moved its head. So we can now assassinate from a hiding spot, which I kind of felt like you could do in the first game, but I guess maybe you couldn't. That's certainly nice. Assassinate from a high spot. Air assassinate, which I'm almost certain you could do in the first game, but maybe you couldn't. Let's see. Yeah, that one bled. These aren't dummies. That was a human being in there. I think they just tricked me into killing somebody. And then assassinate from a ledge, which was what I was trying to do earlier. And it didn't let me. That one bled too, I believe. So they apparently just reskinned the regular characters to make it dummies and didn't bother to even turn the blood off on them.
I've done it. Come quickly. Look. Take it. Try it.
I already have throwing knives.
Thank you, Leonardo.
10 of
Non c'è di
which.
che.
There's someone I need to see while I'm here. I cannot approach him publicly. Would you know a way?
La Volpe.
The fox. Shh. Capisco. But do you know where a fox might roam?
Perhaps near the Mercato, where the thieves dwell. Sta attento, amico.
So Codex pages locations are maybe revealed from viewpoints. So we're pretty well suited to go get some of these Codex pages too. But since we're right here, let's go get this viewpoint first.
We pride ourselves on delivering good quality at fair
Our
prices.
0 notoriety
For yourself.
is something we should try and guard for as long as possible, if we can make use of that. And okay, now I have 2 hidden blades. That's what the upgrade was, which is an excellent thing, because that means now I can walk up to 2 characters, kill them, and only have to deal with potentially a 3rd character. The armor plate.
Who could hide from a man this skilled?
go. Synchronize this location. I tell you, if you were really bored of all the synchronization and just collecting in the first game, you would certainly not find any relief in this version, the sequel. You need to take probably at least a year between each game, which means if you actually did take a year between each game, you would never actually catch up to the current games, even with a decent argument to skip maybe one or two of them.
Down or I shoot! Get down, Stronzo!
Oh.
Down or die!
Alright.
Respected members of the Arte del Cambio, the biannual Congress has been postponed due to the legal concerns from Digricon Palmieri. It shall be held sometime after the execution.
So, what did I synchronize? Well, more viewpoints. And more viewpoints potentially mean more things to collect, maybe more codex pages.
Shall hereby be taxed an extra 100th part on all foreign transactions.
So now I've just gotten my first payment.
Alright, you're not a music lover, I get it.
There you go, I bumped those guys out of the way. I also stole their money. On accident, yet again. Alright. So this is where it starts to get kind of cruel. I'm searching his pockets as he's falling. Now, you don't really have the same setup as the first game where bodies just immediately turned into, like, problems. At least not yet. That body slid to the ground immediate. We didn't hear the familiar yelling of passers-by. And I wish they would fix that bird. The eagle vision thought really goes nowhere in the story. You have this ability for no real reason. I killed one guy, so I do want to lower my notoriety a little bit, but you can see you have people sitting right here that would have seen the body fall to the ground, and they're not really concerned about it. So if I get 1,500 for that, 250 in that chest is still a decent amount of money. It adds up enough. The codex must be on the other side of this. Alright. So we have guards here. Nobody that I could really hire there. So
You need to learn the rules, Scafoni. You don't even have a bribe for me?
oh wait. Bribe, you say?
We feel like taking your purse and slicing your throat, well...
Florence! Coins, where? What luck? Gold! Mi piace. Coins, where? Mi piace. Gold!
So, well, that didn't work. It got me in, but then as soon as I get in, then is that gonna help lower my notoriety? Yes, but not to any help right now.
What in heaven?
So we're back to the familiar hide. Let's look at our map and see time freezes when you do this, so it's not even like that helps you too much. If you could look at the map and time wouldn't freeze, or if...
Come out and play. We'll be here.
Darn it.
Damn it, faster! There! On him! Get down! Now! You shouldn't be up here! Right here with you!
Had to grasp the edge there. That's the new thing that's been introduced to this system, is grasping the edge from further jumps. Trying to speed things up. So it's kind of difficult to assassinate him. It's kind of difficult to bribe him. There's a little bit of everything going on. Let's see.
Faster! Damn! So close! Them here! Madness! What's going on here?
Where did those bodies come from? That wasn't me.
You with the hook. What are you doing here? Right now, you're on my bad side. Don't push it, because trust me, how many of you killed today? I lost track.
I want no part of this!
People are running all over the place.
Too hot for me!
A private bounty shall be offered to he that brings his person
But see, I'm back to a small bit of notoriety. It's not really worth it to spend the money to
Do not think for
bribe
one
the
instant that this insane
people.
assassino has anything but the foulest of motivations driving him. He must die.
My God, has his mind snapped?
Yeah, it often seems like that's exactly what's happened.
Till this renegade is flung from the window of the signoria, no one shall know true peace in this street.
With the weird controls.
Ruski.
Come on, find the edge I can climb up. And start climbing. It's actually a lot less of a puzzle than it was in the first game. It used to... In the first game, every single tower you climbed, you had to at least move one face of where you started climbing. Here, as you just saw, it was not difficult at all to just find the right place to climb and then climb all the way up. Undoubtedly, they receive feedback suggesting they speed up the gameplay, and then they followed that feedback, but then also added a lot new elements there to the game too, which then makes a weird combination of things. It's kind of strange that people would be farming inside of the walls of a city, but okay. I hear a collectible.
No one is allowed up here. Leave! Let you! Get it!
Another 250, whereas searching this guy is only 5. I have 5 throwing knives right now. And 4 health. Didn't quite make that jump. So you can start to understand the character being able to do a lot more skilled actions after they say 2 years of training. They really just needed a big 2 years later title card while they were doing the training, because that wasn't explained until we came back to Florence. I'm noticing there's not a lot of codex pages showing up. So let's go to this memory. We're not going to finish the entire area. We'll have, I imagine it's all of memory 3 is somehow involved around being in Florence. I imagine by the time we need to leave this section, we will have done a considerable amount of time. It's really silly to run around the roof when I'm at 0 notoriety. It's much better just to run around here on the ground. Locate La Volpa the fox somewhere near Mercatio Vecchio. So we're looking for the fox and there's a thing. Looking for my target in gold. There he is. But there's something up there too. Let's see, how would I get up there? I have to be on the roof. Where is he? Here he is.
What? My pouch.
Oh,
my money.
Your money. I don't have your money.
Get back here.
Make me.
You're making a big mistake, my friend.
Well, that
Enough
was
of this.
Enough.
tackle him.
I really have no interest in hurting you. So give me back my money and we'll call it even.
Not so fast.
What do you want? Who are you?
They call me many things. Murderer, tagliagole, thief. But you may call me La Volpe. At your service, Mr. Ezio.
How do you know my name?
It is my business to know everything in this city. Isn't that why you're here?
Indeed. I need to find someone. To know where he'll be before even he does.
Who?
Francesco de Pazzi.
There's word on the street of a caravan just arrived from Roma. A secret meeting at sunset tonight. You can learn something of Francesco's whereabouts there.
Do you know where it is to be held?
Ma certo. Let me know when you are ready, and we'll go. Ah, yes. Here is your money.
So I got 1,500 for doing that memory, and my 100 back. So hold Y to turn Eagle Vision on and off. Good to know. So where am I? I think I got moved kind of far away from where I was. Yeah, I was over here. And so yes, I could run over there and try and find that secret icon, but let's instead just move the story forward. Moving the story forward's getting me enough money. More money than anything else. Is there a specific point where you can't go back in this game? I don't think so.
Follow me. But we must move fast. Think you can keep up?
Nessun problema.
Meet Volpe at Santa Maria Novella. So, am I following him? I guess I'm following him.
Not the bashful type, is it?
What are you doing back there? I said to keep up with me.
Yeah, he shouldn't really taunt me if the game engine doesn't even have the ability to have the character do what he's actually supposed to do. Oh man. I'm not gonna make this. Not at this rate. Again, I have to wonder, am I a bad player or is the controls just awful? And I think the controls are awful. Like, so no checkpoints in this race at all. Nothing that would say I made it somehow. Amazing.
Here we are. Francesco Di Pazzi is meeting his people inside that church.
How do I join them?
There are catacombs that run under the city. They will lead you to a place where you can eavesdrop on the meeting. Grip that stone handle. Turn it, then slide it down.
Thank you for all your help, Volpe.
Buona fortuna.
So, with the whole Assassins and Templars thing going on, you kind of need to ask yourself, that was smooth. Not really. Every single person he meets and deals with, could they be a Templar? He should be asking himself that. So, is Leonardo da Vinci a Templar? Is Volpe a Templar? Here you can see a clear Assassin's symbol there of the compass with a skull in the middle of it. That's the entrances, I imagine, to the other temples. So obviously they wanted smaller areas where you could do, they could put some puzzles, they could make it a very straight path. I'm notorious now in this area. Can't do anything with that. Can't see anything in the dark. Game? Am I gonna have to abandon the memory again? Oh no, here's a switch. So, bats, we don't like see birds or anything in the... I assume there would be no real collectibles in this section. We don't see birds in the overworld, except for the eagle. So they want to make you do some real acrobatics here. Prove you are a true parkour assassin. There's... If you fall, maybe you could recover. They've got some gross things here. If I... Kind of, if you just hold down A, though, you usually pull it off fine. Let's see. There's no ticking of a timer or anything. And I imagine we'll jump out of that section right there, since I see the birds that indicate a hay bale. Why birds would always nest in that spot makes no sense, but heck, it is a video game, and they did need some kind of indicator. Oh. There are guards in this catacomb, for some reason. That seems a little unrealistic. Man, this eagle vision is awful. It was not this bad in the first game. In the first game you could actually maneuver yourself a little bit. Where does this lead to? Should I check out where I should go or where I shouldn't go? Let's check out where I shouldn't go. Always take the extra side quest just to see where this leads. There may be one of those plaques. And yeah, this just actually completes the circle. So that's the escape route. Good, we now know how to escape. Sneak.
How long do we have to stand here, Saverio? It's so cold.
What do you want, Hilario? Messer Pazzi is paying us good money to watch the entrance, and the dead won't try to murder us. I can't wait to go home to Elena and tell her how much gold we made tonight.
Why we get glitches, I don't know. Here's a hay bale, which indicates something. And nothing else is marked in the game. You would think some of the simpler things would be marked, like, hey, this is the way you go to open the door, or this is the door you're trying to get through. And you can dive. Let's see. But the diving is just a hiding mechanic. So that's not what it wants. This way must Interesting. Doesn't connect to anything. There must be a way up. Here it is. Kind of hidden. It would be helpful if there was a Mirror's Edge style just indicator you could turn on. Or at least have on when. There we go. Have on when you're in Eagle Eye mode. There's no sneaking in this game, which is good because the last thing I think the video game industry needs is another series that is focused around sneaking around killing people. We have enough of that with Hitman and let's see.
He was just there. I know. Not you! There he is! Get him!
Not the greatest assassin of all times, obviously. It takes too long to search these bodies. That should be like a quick second of action instead of the 4 or 5 seconds it is taking. Here we go. This, and that. That worked nicely. More nicer than I thought it was gonna work, actually. If I jump down here, can I get back up? I think so. Secret area located. And there's nothing else to get. So this is really, really defining what Assassin's Creed is. Though, before... Yeah, we'll see what this does. At least he doesn't have to sit there and do a quick time event to, like, pump that switch back and forth. Alright, so there's more to this room. They certainly didn't have time or development resources to make a game with this level of... I'm not walking forward, it's stuck. Game? Game? That's what I figured would happen. I'd hit the edge and eventually it would decide I was just gonna fall off the edge. So I have to work my way back up to that point. Every fall is going to take up precious time at the very least. Even worse, some falls may take up life. So, what I wanted to do was this. So I could climb up here. At least none of the platforms are deciding to cave in and collapse. If there was something like that, then I would have no second chance to get up there. And I guess that would be... I guess we can see why the water is there. Does this have anything to do with being an assassin? No. It is really the same flaw with the first game. Yes, I imagine assassins do on occasion have to climb walls. I imagine assassins do on occasion have to sneak through areas. But I don't feel like a actual assassin in the real world spends 90% of their time climbing up buildings or collecting chests or I mean, you would assume as an assassin you would be getting paid rather well. And with that large amount of pay, you wouldn't have to pickpocket people or find chests or do half of the collectibles that Assassin's Creed introduces. Purchase buildings and shops. They're adding elements that change what the definition of an assassin is by far.
Merda! The door! Keep watch while I go look. This was supposed to be an easy job.
I told you we shouldn't have come here. If I hear anything, I'm running to the other guard post. So help me God.
So I've now got the little red dots telling me where people are. I suppose I could throw knives at them. So you're sitting here, you're thinking, what can I do to turn this thing around and as silently as possible assassinate people? You would think, I would guess, that you'd want to get them down this way, convince them to be in different sections. Oh, I almost had him. Get me over here. Darn it. Here, this guy. Come on. And I just jumped. And I missed it again.
That's you! Got it! Cut him off!
But I can do a double assassinate. So, I was already notorious, so nothing big happened there. Will I get more from taking this armored guy? Yes. 1 medicine and 1 throwing knife. I'm up to 5,000 gold. How am I at 4,999 actually? That one makes less sense than anything else.
Saverio! I'll be back with the other guards!
Kill the fleeing Templar.
A way out before he kills me.
So now they've changed what the game is again, and now it's a race. And it feels like there's probably a pretty wide range here in which I could have taken them out. Let's see. Nope. Go this way. But maybe not. It may very well be the case that he moves forward, so I actually have somebody to chase through this whole story. See, he's repeating himself and he's... So you can kind of see how it couldn't possibly have any collectibles or anything here. Because if I took a moment to get them.
We're under attack! Guards!
Come on. There we go. throwing knives. I think if I was to look here, I'm up to 10 throwing knives, which I should probably use those a little bit more throughout the game. Checkpoint reached. Open the door. How do I open the door? I think maybe I'll just climb. Hey, there's a couple other guys coming. That's strange.
I wish I was this lucky with the ladies. Ah, cazzo. Again, you have dealt me merda.
I can't even use the throwing knives right now. Here we go.
Right here with you, fratello.
So I got a little height by standing on the chair as I was assassinating the guy, and that height turned around and turned into enough to do a double air assassination on the guys. So I could have left those guys around alone, but my thinking is, heck, they might hear some fighting in a second, and that would be bad. But there's nothing in here. Not even like extra gold or anything. That was kind of pointless. Running along the doors when you intend to open them. Assumedly they don't know how to open those doors, the Templar people.
Et benedictio Dei omnipotentis, Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti, descendat super vos et maneat semper.
Grazie, Padre. Bernardo?
It's all here. Swords, staves, axes, armor, bows. Our men will want for nothing.
I take this gift to mean the Pope consents.
He gave his blessing to the operation, as long as nobody's killed.
We're all set for the Duomo in the morning, Signore. The bait's been laid, but it wasn't easy. His fool brother keeps changing his plans.
See, we'll need to be on hand to make sure Giuliano even gets out of bed for church tomorrow.
What is it, Jacopo? Do you think they suspect something?
Impossible. The Medici are too arrogant or too stupid to even notice. Likely a bit of both.
Do not underestimate our enemies, Francesco. Or have you already forgotten how your son was murdered?
We'll suffer no such surprises this time, Maestro. You have my word.
Molto bene. I should be off. I've some other business to attend to before I return to Rome.
So we're showing more
Gentlemen,
guys here.
Tomorrow,
we want to
a
assassinate.
new sun rises over Firenze. May the Father of Understanding guide us.
May the Father of Understanding guide us.
So, interesting, there is an award here.
Look at that statue. It's identical to one in the Villa Auditore. I think you've stumbled onto one of the assassin's tombs Ezio's uncle mentioned.
Now that we know the way in, I'll tag the landmarks containing tombs in the database.
So 250 plus another 250 plus another 250. I bet 250 is the max we're gonna be able to get. So the first tomb opened, and inside of it is the seal and the bodies, and a secret door opens. Find the exit. Jeez, how hard would that be? So, it feels like maybe in storyline we will have to do all these tombs. We're up to 7,000 Fiorni or whatever. Undertaker action, you play 20 more Uplay points. So it almost makes no sense. Why would you get the Altair skin when you in the game itself have to get the Altair armor? So you're almost going to look like Altair, you'll just be the Ezio skin once you get that armor anyways.
I know where Francesco will be and when, but...
What is it?
I overheard something. They have weapons, enough for a battalion. Even the Pope has given support.
Typical of Sixtus, but... What the hell are they planning?
I couldn't understand the specifics, but it involves the Medici, and it begins tomorrow morning at the Duomo.
The Medici will all be there for Sunday service. Along with the rest of Firenze.
They're going to do it right in the middle of High Mass.
But it's also a chance for me to blend with the crowd, get close, and stop this madness.
If they succeed, if we lose Lorenzo and Firenze falls to the Pazzi...
It will not come to that. I promise.
I hope you are right.
See his sword is just sticking through that wood there. Man. Sometimes in games it looks like they don't even bother to look at their cutscenes before they put them out. So of the important things, we have an assassin's tomb here and a codex thing here that we could get, and we probably should get, and a codex thing here. And then we also have this viewpoint and this viewpoint. And then I think at that point I want to move the memory forward. So I want to do a little bit of extra stuff next time. We're in sequence, I suppose, 4 or 3. Let's see. Complete. So it looks like there's 2 more memory sequences for sequence 4, and then there is viewpoints, secret locations, feathers, beat-ups, races, couriers, and treasures. It can't possibly be the whole game though. They're gonna have to add another sequence besides sequence 4. That's not the whole game. Here, look at all the sequences we had just in one. There was 12 there and 5 there and 5 here. Seems like it's a little unbalanced, that first section. Yeah, there's still too much here though. We have 20 of 73 viewpoints and we haven't really done anything in Tuscany. And secret locations as far as the tombs, we know of 3 of them, and we can see that there's several more, and feathers in Florence and Montague and Tuscany, and then there's 2 more areas, beat 'em ups, races. Let's see, courier missions. It looks like there's going to be a couple of them, and then treasures. Overall, there's 330 treasures too. The 330 doesn't seem like too much. It's really the combination of things that's too much. It's the 100 feathers plus the 300 treasures plus the 6 or 9 tombs I have to do plus all the memories plus everything else. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.